Morning, guys. Hello. Morning, guys. How you doing? I hope everything is running smoothly these days. Well, welcome to our next session. Today we are going to work on an interesting topic as well as in the previous sessions. Today we are going to work in something you are required to deal with during your well while you're in your job or yes, while you are in your company or your own business, whatever it is. Okay. So welcome and thank you for watching the video. um First of all, I want to share the learning guide we have for today. Okay, is learning guide number 5. Let me share it with you, guys. So this is the learning guide. The learning activity is GA5 AA1. Simular un proceso para la realización de una actividad de su quehacer laboral. Okay, this is the learning activity, and this is the evidence. It is called diagrama de flujo, or in English, flow chart. Okay, about the instructions from a process related with your daily activities. Okay, in your working place or in your job. Okay, guys, this is the evidence for today, and this is the code for our evidence. This is GA5 2402025001 AA1 EB01. Okay, so this is the evidence we have for this week. Now let me share with you our lesson plan for this session. Okay, as always, I design a lesson plan for every session. All the sessions and all the online sessions are based on a lesson plan. So this is flow chart, diagrama de flujo. Okay, our course numbers is 3336213. Okay, this is the code for our program. So let me share it with you a little bit. That is what we already read on our learning guide. You know, it is, well, what they say in Spanish, they say, es importante tener en cuenta el diagrama de flujo de procesos. Es una de las herramientas gráficas tradicionales utilizadas y se desarrolla con el debido cuidado, por lo que se deberá crear un diagrama que trace un proceso de su quehacer laboral. Okay? So it's about about your job mostly. Okay? So about the things you do in your job or in your working place. And here, well, we have the definition of flow chart. Well, what is a flow chart for you guys? Well, you know, well, flow chart have different shapes. They use a good number of figures, shapes, and graphs, to represent something. So in a few words, a flowchart is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process. Flowchart can also be defined as a diagrammatic representation of an algorithm, a step-by-step approach to solving a task. Okay? That is mostly the definition of a flowchart. There are different types of flowcharts, as you will see. Well, in the research you will do in your assignment. Well, we find out that flowcharts are nothing but the graphical representation of the data or the algorithm for a better understanding of the code visually. It displays step-by-step solutions to a problem, algorithm, or a process. It's a pictorial way to representing steps that are preferred by most beginner-level programmers to understand algorithms of computer science. So this is mostly the definition of an algorithm. Um, for this evidence, I have chosen some remarkable videos that will explain us the step-by-step process to create or to design your, your own flowchart. Okay, so we are going to watch three different videos on how to create your own flowchart, your own design. So one of these videos is based on using ChatGPT to create your flowchart. Okay, so you can use these the last video we will watch today to design your own flowchart. Okay, depends on the kind of process you want to show, you want to present. Okay, so if you want to tell us about one of the processes in your company, as for instance, manager, as maintenance employee, or a CEO, or well, I don't know. Well, it depends on the section of the company you work on. Okay, so there are different options. There are different possibilities for you to create your own flowchart according to your tasks. Okay, according to your kind of employment you have. Okay, they depend on your skills, on your profession, you know. So what you are required to do in your company. So for instance, you are in charge of the delivery truck or something like that, or you are a bus driver, or you are, well, whatever it is. Okay, it's up to you. So let me start showing um, the first video. Let me tell you about the first video. It's a very basic one. This is a very basic video, and I want you to watch this. It's like a 2 minutes and a half video about how to design, how to create your own flowchart. Okay, let me share it with you. And as always, I will mute my microphone to let you watch and listen to the video better. Okay, okay. I'll be right back as soon as the video finishes.
we are going to see how we can actually create flowcharts. These are some points that you must keep in mind while creating a flowchart. Flowchart can have only one start and one stop symbol. On-page connectors are referenced using numbers.
Well, I want you to pay close attention to what she says, these bullet points, the steps she's telling us, she's talking about. For instance, the first one, flowchart, can have only one start and one stop symbol, okay? They cannot have different start symbols or different stop symbols, okay? One start and one end, no more, okay? Be careful with that, please.
And off-page connectors are referenced using alphabets. We'll see in our example how we are using numbers if we have two parts of the algorithm on the same page. General flow of processes is top to bottom or left to right. Top to bottom is the flow. You should not draw a flow chart starting from the bottom of the page and going up.
As he says here in the video, be careful with, because the flowchart is the process is top to bottom or left to right. What is the meaning of top to bottom? De arriba hacia abajo, ¿ok? Tú no puedes empezar hablando de un proceso, de un flowchart, desde abajo hacia arriba, ¿ok? Es top, en la parte de arriba, top to bottom. And the last part she mentions is arrows should not cross each other. No se pueden entrecruzar las líneas de las flechitas que se van a hacer, ¿ok? Porque las flechitas que se usan en el flowchart son como la conducción, la guía. ¿Por dónde debo ir? Por aquí, por acá, por acá, por acá. Eso me lo indica la guía, la línea, la flechita. Es como cuando vamos, por ejemplo, estamos siguiendo una ruta en una carretera, la flecha nos mira hacia dónde vamos. Cuando vamos a salir de un parqueadero grande en una ciudad grande y el parqueadero es muy grande, las flechas nos ayudan a mirar, a buscar la salida. No puede haber, no puede haber flechas entrecruzadas porque nos volvemos locos, ¿ok? Keep going.
Arrows should never ever cross each other. Why? Because once they cross like this, then someone who has not created the flowchart will not know where which arrow is going. Let's take an example. Here is the flowchart for going to market to purchase a pen. In our previous video, we had written an algorithm for creating this flowchart. So you can see here, start, get dressed. Do you have money in your wallet? Yes.
You see what we said at the beginning, one start and one end, no more. Un símbolo para empezar y otro para terminar, ¿ok?
Go to the shop. No, put money in the wallet.
Bottom to, top to bottom, de arriba hacia abajo.
Go to the shop. After that, my page has finished in length, but the width is still available. So what I'll do, I will add a on-page connector. One is written here and then one is written here. That means it is continuing. And then I'll make the complete flowchart till the pen is bought and end of the flowchart is reached. Let's take another mathematical example. Simple, calculating the average of two numbers. Start, take input. You can see a rhombus here. Average is equal to num1 plus num2 by 2. Num1 and num2 are the two numbers. I'm doing a calculation, so I am using a rectangle. Print average, output. For input and output, parallelograms have to be used. Then I end the flowchart. So we have seen how we can create simple flowchart. So we have seen how we can create simple flowcharts for our problems. Once the flowchart is done, the next step is usually coding, because we have an algorithm, we have a flowchart. The next step is always the coding. So I am using a rectangle to num1 plus num2 by calculating the average of two numbers. End of the flow chart is reached. Let's take another mathematical example. Simple, calculating the average of two numbers. Start, take input. You can see a rhombus here. Average is equal to num1 plus num2 by 2. Num1 and num2 are the two numbers. I am doing a calculation, so I am using a rectangle. Print average, output. For input and output, parallelograms have to be used. Then I
You see, also the shapes she uses these shapes. These shapes are international, internationally accepted and internationally known. Okay, worldwide known and accepted symbols for creating the flow chart. Okay, well, you cannot uh, try to use the figure you imagine, the figure you want to come up with, the figure you want to design. No, for creating or designing a flowchart, you are required to use standard uh, shapes, okay, figures to create this. And every figure has a purpose. For instance, this figure here, start and end. These figures are unique to mean start, the initiation, and the end of the process. You know, the rectangle and the rhombus as well. You know, be careful. We be so careful with the use of these shapes, please.
end the flow chart. So we have seen how we can create simple flow charts for our problems. Once the flow chart is done, the next step is usually coding because we have an algorithm, we have a flow chart. The next step is always the coding. So now we will see how we should write a good program. The first step in writing a good program is writing clear instructions.
Okay, now let's see another video. Okay, we will watch another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to design, how to create your flowchart using Word. Okay, the program Word. Okay, so it's very interesting and very teachable and very doable, you know? So please pay attention and we are going to watch the second video, please.
Welcome! In this video tutorial, we will learn how to create a flowchart in Microsoft Word. A flowchart is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process of an action. A flow
You see the shapes they are showing here on the video, you know, start, end, rectangle, rhombus, you know, there are different standardized shapes accepted worldwide, okay? They are worldwide accepted. So uh, it's a must, you know, it's a must using, it's a must using using these shapes, okay, is required. So go ahead, keep watching the video.
chart can also be defined as a graphic representation of a computer algorithm, a step-by-step approach to solving a task. A flowchart uses multiple shapes to define the type of step, along with connecting arrows to define flow and sequence. When creating a flowchart, it's important to know the basic shapes and their use. These shapes are used to start and end a flowchart and to mark a process, decision, document, data, database, on-page or off-page reference, and of course there's the flow arrow. To create a flowchart, navigate to the Insert tab, and in the Illustrations group, select Smart Art. On the left side of a dialog box that appears, select Hierarchy and choose one of the designs. In this video, we are going to select the Organization Chart option and click OK. You can see that Word inserted our chosen figure. To illustrate, we're going to insert a very simple example of a flowchart. Expand the text pane by clicking the arrow on the right and erase all the pre-formatted text. Now we can start defining the process. The first shape will represent the start of the process. So we're going to type, for example, lamp doesn't work. Hit Enter, and the next shape appears. To connect it to the previous one, hit the Tab key. This shape represents a decision with two possible outcomes. The lamp is plugged in, or it is not. After writing the decision, move to the next lines by hitting the Enter and Tab keys. Write Yes on one line and No on another. Each of these outcomes has an action. To illustrate, let's navigate to No by typing the outcome Plug in lamp. Similarly, add an action for the Yes option. Hit Enter, then Tab, and write the outcome. Continue to another decision, whether the bulb is burnt out or not. Once again, move to the next lines by hitting Enter and Tab, and write Yes on one line and No on another. Then add the outcome actions. Now let's transform the shape so it looks like a flowchart. Select the given shapes and change them. Let's start by selecting the start and end processes. These are the terminal shapes of the flowchart. To transform them, navigate to the Format tab that appears in the ribbon, and in the Shapes group, select Change Shape. In the drop-down menu, under Flowchart, select Alternate Process. Next, for the decision, we will use the diamond shape. Again, navigate to the Format tab, select Change Shape. Select Diamond Shape. Since the remaining shapes represent the process, we will keep them as they are. Lastly, select all the line shapes and change them to arrows. Navigate to the Format tab, and in Shape Styles, select the Shape Outline option to expand the drop-down menu. Select Arrows, and click the option as shown in the tutorial. This is a basic flowchart. You can use all of Word's formatting features to change the shape or the text of the flowchart. If you found this tutorial helpful, reward us with a like. Is this your first time on our YouTube channel?
Okay, so this was the video about how to create your own flowchart using Word. Okay, so it was easy, it was so understandable and easy to follow. Well, let me first, before I forget, I want to share the links for each of the videos on our chat box. Okay, I am sharing the first one, the first video. Now I want to share the second video, the link for the second video. Well, for you to have a look to these videos later on, okay, when you have time or you know. Now let me share the last video. This is the video I was talking about at the beginning of the class, at the beginning of the session, because this video helped us to create our flowchart using ChatGPT. Okay, so you can use this video, this tutorial, to help you, to help yourself to create your own flowchart, okay, to do your homework. So you can create your homework, your flow chart using these tools on ChatGPT. Okay. So let's have a look to this video. It's a very short one. It's a 4 minutes video. Go
This
ahead.
video, I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT to generate a new flowchart. With ChatGPT, we can create a lot of contents, but also we can create a flowchart, which is quite cool. So I'm going to use Draw.io to import ChatGPT output and turn it to a flowchart, and everything is free. So without any delay, let's get started and create a new flowchart. First thing first is to create a new prompt in ChatGPT. You need to open your ChatGPT and we need to write a new prompt here. This is a prompt I'm going to use, and it has two sections. The first section is about the output format, which is important because we're going to get the mermaid flowchart format. And the second section is about your flowchart, what kind of flowchart you want. In this case, I want to create a CI/CD pipeline for a .NET application. So when I click on send, I get the flowchart in mermaid format. I just copy that and go to the Draw.io. When you open the Draw.io for the first time, you will get the question, where do you want to store? And you can also decide it later. So from the top toolbar, you can choose plus, and then from there, you can choose mermaid, and then replace the existing one with the one you have from ChatGPT. And now click on insert. Here we go. You have a new flowchart in seconds. So now you can edit your flowchart. You can change the style. And for example, if you select some of the shapes here, you can change the style from a properties from the right side. There are lots of things that you can change in terms of the style, connections, arrows, and different things. Also, it is important to validate your process and not just rely to what you get from ChatGPT. So now I just changed the color of the shapes here, and probably I can change the deploy to production green to make it nicer. Here we go. We have a simple flowchart which is created by ChatGPT. Let's try another flowchart. We need to go back to ChatGPT. And here, the only thing you need to do is just to copy paste the same prompt and just change the part related to the flowchart. As I said, the first part is about the format. The second part is about the type of the flowchart you want to create. In this case, I'm going to ask for a Python app process, which might use Docker for the deployment and the CI/CD pipeline, and probably some monitoring and troubleshooting route. But of course, you can add about whatever you want to create a flowchart. Immediately, I get the flowchart code in mermaid format, and then I copy that and go back to Draw.io. I don't need to delete one, create a new page here. So again, the same process, and insert it here. Here we go. It's very nice. It's very interesting how easily you can create a flowchart. As I mentioned before, please make sure your flowchart is correct. Check everything before using it in your documents. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. That helps me to continue creating these videos. See you in the next video.
Okay, this video, let me share the last video, the last one. Share this, the link for this video. I think it's very important for us as programmers, you know, as software developers. So we need to create flowcharts. We need to understand. We need to understand the code, you know, below these symbols, these shapes. So it is interesting to have a look to this video and to create your own flowchart, okay, using ChatGPT. So, guys, thank you for attending the session and thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments or any doubts or questions, you can reach me, through my WhatsApp or my email, my company email, or through the leader of your group. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching and see you next week. Bye bye.